Hi, my name is Kim Hutton, and I'm going to be doing my progression and regression exercise assignment. My 4 exercises that I'm going to show you are going to consist of 2 closed chain and 2 open kinetic chain exercises. First of all, the difference between the two is that a closed chain exercise is going to be exerting force against an immovable surface. So your hands against the ground or the wall, your feet against the ground. Open kinetic chain exercises are those in which your distal extremity or the weight-bearing extremity is going to be free to move in space. So in a bicep curl, your hands are holding the weight, they are your distal extremity, and they are moving freely in space. To start with, my closed kinetic chain exercise for my upper extremities is going to be a push-up. You're going to start with your hands about shoulder width apart and your feet about hip width apart. You're going to keep your fingers facing forwards and lower yourself to the ground. To make this exercise easier, you're going to drop your knees and your shins to the ground. This is increasing my base of support and lowering my center of gravity, making the exercise easier to perform. To make the exercise more difficult, you're going to put your hands in a diamond shape on the ground, directly under your chest, and you're going to put your feet close together. This narrows your base of support and makes the exercise more difficult. My next closed kinetic chain exercise is going to be lunges. So my feet will be pushing against the ground, and that is what makes this a closed kinetic chain. I'm going to start with walking lunges. As my one foot comes off the ground to move forward, my base of support becomes very narrow because it's just one foot on the ground. So in order to make this exercise easier, I'm simply going to keep my feet in the same position the entire time and just lunge down. Having your feet constantly in the same position maintains that wide base of support, gives you some stability, and it also lowers your center of gravity. To make this exercise more difficult, you're going to raise your weights above your shoulders or above your head. This raises your center of gravity and creates an imbalance. So therefore you have to work harder and the exercise is more difficult. My next exercise is a shoulder press. So you're going to start with a barbell. You're going to keep your feet about hip width apart. It's a nice stable base of support. And your hands are about shoulder width apart. And you're going to raise the bar above your head. To make this exercise easier, you're going to widen your base of support and lower your center of gravity by sitting on a bench. In this case, I'm unable to lean back against my bench because it's too high off the ground. But if you have the appropriate bench, then that also gives you more of a base of support if you can push against the back of the bench. So same position with your hands and same movements above your head, keeping your elbows facing forwards, not flared out to the side. To make this exercise more difficult, you're going to use one arm with a dumbbell. You're going to narrow your base of support, feet together, and you're going to hold dumbbell in one hand. Only one arm is performing the exercise at a time. This causes your center of gravity to shift to the side, which now means that it is not midline to your base of support. So your core has to engage more, and it's going to need more effort to perform this exercise. And then you would switch arms. Now for my open kinetic chain, that is an open kinetic chain exercise. For my open kinetic chain exercise for my lower extremities, I will be performing a quad extension. So for this exercise, you're sitting on your bench, however much weight you want. Take the pin out so you can move, and performing a quad extension. To make this exercise more difficult, you can add weight, add resistance, put a band around your knees. Watch this one. Now you're having to, you can push out against the band as well as up with your legs, and you're engaging different muscle groups. To make this exercise easier, you can simply sit in a chair and perform this exercise without any weight. Those are my 4 exercises. I hope you enjoyed my video, and my references will be attached to my submission. Thank you.